everyone. My name is Kashish, and I am the co-president of the Student Association of Health Management, Policy, and Informatics.
Hi everyone, welcome to the new school year. My name is Casey and I am the other co-president.
Welcome folks, my name is Manahil and I am the vice president of SAHMPI, and today stay tuned on an episode to have a breakdown of our club.
Awesome. Now that you know who we are, well, at least our positions, let's break it down on what we're actually going to be doing today. So all three of us will be your hosts for Sip with SAHMPI Pods. And like the name says, Sip with SAHMPI is a podcast where we invite different guests, such as professors, alumni, different students, different peer leaders, to really talk about their journey at York University and have a chance to have a conversation and have some tips and tricks given to us and shared with you all about how to make the most of your university life. And with that being said, I know you have heard a lot about SAHMPI in the first few minutes, but let's pass it on to Casey to tell us a little bit more about what SAHMPI really is about.
Thank you, Kashish. So here at SAHMPI, our goal is to empower and mentor all students, whether you are an incoming student or an upper year student. Our goal is really to be here to help you build that engagement with each other, with us, as well as your university and the colleges. And we're also here to accompany you while you're exploring different career paths in the field of health studies, management, policy, and informatics. Our mission isn't really to side with either the students or the faculty, but what we're trying to be, what we're aiming to be, is to become an independent body that connects both students from the School of Health Policy and Management with the faculty and the university. We're also here to hopefully help you achieve the heights of your academic potential and engage you with understanding and opportunities within the healthcare system. And overall, our goal is to be your friend, your buddy throughout your academic career and postgraduate journey.
Ooh, friend and buddy. I know I could have used that in my first year. Swear I'm not lonely. Just going to ask you another question on that, Casey. So is that friend offer, the buddy offer, and the services that you provide only for health studies, management policy, or informatics students? Or if I'm a biology student, can I also jump in?
So like I've mentioned, SAHMPI is mainly affiliated with students in the School of Health Policy and Management. So mainly is for students in that program or any of the three specialization of the program. However, I'm happy to introduce Manahil, who is actually a biology student, who is also our vice president.
Yes, folks, that is true. So I am a biology student, and the good news is you can still get involved. So for me, you're wondering, how am I a vice president? Well, I have actually volunteered and on the exec team for a year, and I kind of moved up the ladder. So my biggest encouragement to you is just go for it. You are more than welcome. You do not have to be in the Faculty of Health. We are your friends and buddies along the way. Either way, does not matter.
I love that inclusivity. So just building on top of that, I know, Casey, that you mentioned that there are some services that SAHMPI offers. Can you tell us a little bit more about what those services are?
Yeah, so actually SAHMPI offers a range of many different things, but our two main services are peer mentoring and peer tutoring. And for that, I would pass it over to Emma, our peer mentor coordinator, to talk about the program.
Thanks, Casey. Hi, everyone. My name is Emma, and I use she, her pronouns. And as Casey said, I am the peer mentor coordinator for SAHMPI this year.
That's awesome. Welcome, Emma. Happy to have you here. So before I talk a little bit about what the peer mentoring program holds, can you tell us a little bit about what peer mentoring actually is?
Yeah, absolutely. So peer mentoring is a free service offered to health studies student majority of the time. And what it is a trained upper year student will volunteer to be part of the program, and they will be assigned a group of students who are their mentees. And essentially they're there to guide first year students through their first year at York. So whether this is providing advice or directing them to resources, or even if somebody just wants to have a chat about what's going on in their life, the peer mentor is there for them. But don't worry, if you are an upper year student and you would like the same opportunity, that's no problem. We can definitely pair you up with a peer mentor as well.
That's amazing. And how can you become a peer mentor? So for example, I'm not a first year student, but I really want to be a peer mentor with SAHMPI. How do I do that, Emma?
So usually we hold applications at the end of the academic year, starting in about March or April, depending on the timing of things. But essentially, you go through an application process that involves an interview, and then after getting hired, there is some trainings involved, such as FPLT and APLT, which are both free trainings offered by the colleges, and as well as our specific peer mentor training that is also provided to us by the colleges. So that's kind of the process of how you would become a peer mentor.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think the funny thing is I was actually a peer mentor for SAHMPI as well. And I think Casey, you were too, right?
Yes, I was a peer mentor in my second year, and it was really a very incredible opportunity to engage with like new students and get to know everyone.
I know, I love that. And then what about you, Manal? I know you're a biology student, so I guess you weren't really a peer mentor with
Right.
SAHMPI.
So not with SAHMPI, but one thing I'll tell you, I did go to peer tutoring, peer mentoring during my first year, and it was very, very helpful. I encourage students to do that. And later on, we will talk about our peer tutoring, so stay tuned for that. But I encourage everyone, to go to peer mentoring. And my question is, sorry, Emma, if you don't mind, what are the advantages to students to have a peer mentor?
So a peer mentor really provides students with guidance. So there are a lot of resources at York. It's a really big place. And as a first year student or second or third year student, maybe even fourth, you might not necessarily know who to reach out to, where to go, where to find all of this information. So one of the things that a peer mentor can do for you is connect you with these resources that you need. And that's really valuable, especially in an online environment where, you can't necessarily go, for example, to Student Accessibility Services building, but you don't know how to book an appointment with them. So the peer mentor, whoever they are, can really help you with that and help you guide you through all of the resources and maybe even the process, if you're comfortable with that and if that's an option. Yeah.
I think that's an amazing point because I remember like in my first year, I had no idea York had so many services, and a peer mentor really helped me out being like, okay, if you need mental health support, then you can go to this person, or that you use this service, or if you need assistance with like finding a book, you can go check out the library. So I think it's like really valuable to make use of these resources. And like, let's be honest, we're paying for it, so might as well make use of it, right?
Absolutely. And you know what? I can imagine how difficult it could be for incoming students in person. And mind you, since things are online, it becomes even more difficult. So we're here for you. We want, to help you go to peer tutoring, take advantages of the resources that are offered to you. They're there for you, throughout your university experience and throughout your career in your journey.
For sure. And then I just wanted to ask Emma on another topic regards to peer mentoring. What if I just really want to, draw that connection with my peer mentor? Like, how can I meet them, or how can I really connect with my peer mentors?
So one of the many ways that you can connect with your peer mentor is through email. So definitely look out for emails from your peer mentor. They send them out weekly. And that will be your primary way of communicating. But also, peer mentors hold a ton of different events. So weekly sessions that are based on different categories. So they'll have a social session where you'll play a game, or there'll be a resource-based session where they'll talk about some of the resources available at York, for example, at the beginning of the term, but also maybe we'll talk about exam tips at the closer to the end of the term, since they really do have that experience. Another way that you can have a connection with your peer mentor is by asking for one-on-one sessions. So if you want to talk about something that's maybe a little bit more personal, or you have a lot of questions that you don't think can be answered in an email, that's a great way that you can meet your peer mentor, get to know them, and also let them get to know you.
That's awesome. I think that's where like the buddy system really comes into place, right? Like because York is really a big space, and then sometimes it can be hard to make friends. So like if anything, and you just want someone to talk to, I can just hit up a peer mentor. It's about the gist of it, right, Emma?
Yeah, pretty much. But also, peer mentors are there to make sure that you can make friendships with other students. So for example, during our weekly sessions where multiple students attend, that's a great opportunity to make friends with somebody who has something in common with you, right? Like these are all I'm not going to say all, but majority first year students. So they're going to be in your classes for the next 3 to 4 years. So you might as well make use of the opportunity and become friends with the people who are also paired with the same peer mentor as you.
That is so true. And then I feel like in these peer mentoring sessions, you can also find someone, like you said, in your classes, and then get the ball rolling in regards to friendship. Struggle together, make friendships together.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you don't even have to, even if they're not in your class, you can also, meet up with them if that's an opportunity, or study together if you are in the same classes, or attend the same events together that we have at SAHMPI or peer mentoring. So there's a lot of opportunities there, and I highly encourage everyone to make use of them.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Emma, for providing us with that insight on what peer mentoring really is, and like providing us with that insight in general on different topics. So I want to say a very large thank you to Emma for taking the time to meet with us and talk about this peer mentoring service. I'm sure everyone can make use of it and connect with their peer mentors.
Thank you, Emma, for talking about the peer mentoring program. Now